All right, so if you are tired of being depressed, I'm going to need you to watch this video all the way through. I'm about to give you advice that a lot of people just don't give. I'm going to give you valuable advice on how to actually improve your depression. Because I used to be depressed and I had a short amount of time where I was depressed myself, and I actually overcame that depression, which I will talk about that later. To begin with, at the end of the day, depression always it just comes down to your mentality. And I know you've probably heard that everywhere. I'm going to explain to you why it actually does that a lot of people I've never heard anybody say. The reason why I say it depends on your mindset is because 9 times out of 10, the people that I have seen that are depressed have a fixed mindset instead of a growth mindset. A lot of and it's also the opposite for the growth mindset. I've barely seen people with that mindset depressed or sad for a very long time, how the people with a fixed mindset have. So 9 times out of 10, you have a fixed mindset, meaning you don't really think of your situation getting better. You do not think that you can get rid of this depression stage. You don't feel that you can escape that. You feel like that's just who you are and that's just how you are, and because of your past, because of whatever the case may be, that's just how you are, and that's just how you're going to stay for the rest of your life. A lot of people think like that. A lot of people are depressed and they think their situation cannot get better. They think that, oh, I'm depressed, so this is my life now. I just need to deal with it. And I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. That is completely not the case, and you have it all wrong. First of all, you need to change your mindset. You need to think positively, and you need to think that your situation can get better and that you can improve, and that this depression stage is not going to be like that forever. You have to change your mindset. You have to change the way you think. So, to give you some context, there was a time where I was depressed, where I was very sad for, I would say, a month or 2 months, where all I did was lay in my bed, be all sad, and just listening to music while I'm just laying on my bed, right? Which that's how most people are. When you're depressed, you just want to lay down, you just want to chill, you just want to don't do anything and just be in your head all the time and just stick to that, just stay in this environment where you just sleep all day and just chill all day, right? But the thing is that for me, that was never the case. Before I was depressed, I was happy, right? I was a happy guy. How I am now, I've always been this happy person with naturally a growth mindset. I've always had a growth mindset. I've always thought that I can get better. Not only that, I knew what happiness was. I knew what being happy was. And so when I got depressed, I just knew that I knew that I could escape that phase because I knew what happiness was. What I'm trying to tell you is that a pattern I have noticed about people talking about when they're depressed and when they're sad. Something I've noticed is that they do not know what happiness feels like. They do not know what being proud of themselves feels like. I have spoken to some of my friends that have been in this sad, weird, depressing phase. And they tell me about their past and their trauma, their parents, the way they were raised. They never really got attention. They never really got love. They never really got anything. And of course you're going to be depressed because you don't know what happiness is. You don't really understand what being happy is. So you cannot go there. You understand what I'm saying? So when I was depressed, I was like, no, I have to go back to that happy stage that I was in. But if you have never had that happy stage that you cannot go try to go back to, then it's gonna be very fucking hard for you to do it. Very hard. Because that has been your whole life. Since you were born, you've had this environment, maybe your friends, whatever trauma you've had, you've always just stop stacking up to more trauma and more trauma and more trauma. So you don't know what being happy is. You don't know that feeling. So you can't go to it. I actually can. So that's why it was easier for me to escape that stage. Because I knew that there was an escape route. You right now don't know that there is an escape route. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Another big difference is that I believe I cannot get depressed. Right now, I believe that I cannot be in that stage ever again. I cannot get depressed. I cannot Obviously I might get sad here and there in the future, but being depressed or being sad for weeks or months, that is not possible in my head. That's impossible. To me, being depressed is impossible. And the difference is that for you, being happy is impossible, or being proud of yourself is impossible. Because when I tell this to people and I tell them it's impossible for me to get depressed, they're like, "Oh, it's because you've never had it," or "No, you're just chatting, or you're talking because you've never really experienced it like I have." Or he doesn't know what he's talking about. What do you mean you cannot get depressed? Or what do you mean depression doesn't really exist? He's just saying that because he's never experienced it. Well, no, I'm just automatically rejecting that bad emotion. I'm just rejecting. I'm full on rejecting it. I'm not attracting it. Because right now, if you are sitting on your ass and you are saying, I am depressed, depression is real, I cannot escape this, I'm depressed, and then all you do is lay down all day and then just be depressed and be sad, well, guess what? You're going to stay depressed. You are going to stay there. The people that defend depression are the people that are depressed the most. Because why are you defending it so much? Why are you giving it so much attention? Why are you basically praising it so much? I'm sitting here saying I cannot get depressed. So that already builds a wall so for depression to not come in. And if I do get depressed, it's going to be easier for me because I don't believe in that. And I believe in being happy. I believe in being proud of myself. So you need to change your mindset on how you think of depression. Because yes, depression is real. You can get depressed. You can get sad. But if you defend it, if you praise it, if you just that's all you think about, that's where you're gonna stay. All right, so yes, I know changing your mindset is easier said than done. But one of the biggest things that's gonna help you to change your mindset is to change your environment. Please. That is literally the most important thing. That's the most important advice I can possibly give you. You have to change your environment. So number one, change your mindset, right? Change your mindset, change the way you think of depression. Number two, get up and try to change your environment. What I mean by that is if you are depressed, stop laying down all fucking day. I know that it's comfortable, it's what you feel like doing, it's what just naturally draws you in, but stop doing that. That's the biggest that's the best way for depression to stick by you. If you just have a depressed if you live a depressing life. And yes, I understand a lot of people are depressed maybe because of their parents. Maybe you live with your parents and your parents are the reason you are depressed and they are taking you down and maybe you cannot move out yet. So that's very tough. That's a very hard situation to be in, but you also always got to try your best. You have to try your best. You need to try your best to change your friends. If your friends are the ones bringing you down, you have to change your friends. You have to, you have to, you have to. It's not impossible, right? Because your friends, that's all you know. Those are the only friends that you know. So you think it's impossible or that it's very hard for you to get new friends. No, it's not. You see, that's another thing that a lot of people like, limit themselves on. You can meet new people, right? So part of changing your environment is you need to, bro, be you need to go out there and do something with your life. Do something fun. Do something that you can get happiness from. Because a lot of times you've probably never done anything that genuinely brings you happiness. Something that is productive for yourself. And no, do not play video games. I've seen a lot of guys play video games. That's not the way to go because that numbs your depression. And yeah, you might be happy while you're playing, but as soon as you stop playing, you then go right back to overthinking and thinking about sad stuff. Because playing video games is a distraction of the feelings that you're feeling internally. So playing video games is not really gonna help. Long term, it doesn't do anything. Long term, you need to do things that will actually bring up your happiness. So playing sports, meeting new people, doing something that you like, drawing, journal, like literally do something. If anything, like I said, the most important thing is to meet new friends because then they will encourage you to do those happy things and it's easier for you. But if your friends, all they do is stay home and play video games with you, well, that's what you're gonna naturally just keep doing. That's not helping you. If your friends, all they do is party and drink and smoke, that is not helping you either. That's what you're gonna keep doing. So you need to go out there, expose yourself, and meet a new friend group who, let's say, their hobby is playing a sport. They will then start calling you, hey, are you gonna come play? Are you gonna come play today? That will naturally start encouraging you to go do that thing that your friends are encouraging you to do. But if your friends have bad hobbies, bad habits, or if your friends are also depressed or sad, or and that's all you guys talk about, dude, you're fucked. You're doomed. You're literally gonna stay like that forever, for a very long time. So you have to change your circle. You have to change your friends so they can encourage you to do those activities that will actually benefit you. Now, look, I'm not saying that you have to completely get rid of your old friend group. You know, you could still have them by, you could still say hi, you could still hang out with them here and there. But make sure you have another friend group like that, like I said, encourages you to do those things. That is the most important thing that can fix your depression. Go outside, go do something fun. The stuff that I find fun, I have fun playing sports, I have fun reading, I have fun watching educational videos, I have fun by giving advice to people. I like doing that, so I'm doing it right now. I do things that keep me happy, bro. Like real shit. I do things I genuinely find fun in doing. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't even have friends that encourage me to do these things. I don't have a friend to encourage me to play basketball yet. I don't have a friend that encourages me to record. I don't have a friend that encourages me to read. I do it all out of my own because that's what I genuinely find happiness in, and that's where I want to be. I want to stay in this happy state. Whereas you most likely want to stay in this depression stage. You see the difference between you and me? So yes, I know that it's easier said than done. But if you really listen to these advices I gave you, and you are tired of being depressed or you're tired of being in this sad phase and you want to live life, you want to be happy, you want to be just live a happier life and just be able to be grateful for the stuff around you, You have to listen to these advice. You have to listen. That is the most important thing ever, bro, literally. But the problem is that a lot of people don't want to do those things. They don't want to take action. You sit there, complain about being depressed, and sometimes even search videos. Oh, how can I stop being depressed? How can I fix this? How can I fix that? But then you don't even do the thing that you don't even do the things that people tell you to do. Right now, I'm giving you literally just two simple advices you can follow. First of all, change your mindset. And second of all, go out there, go to a basketball court you've never been to and meet new people. If you want to start drawing, try to find an art class or try to find people that do that. If you like reading, literally go to a public library and meet people. Ask them, hey, what are you reading? Hey, what this was. Meet new people, bro. Go out there. I know it's easier said than done, but if you genuinely want to change your fucking life, you have to do those things. You have to. Or else you're going to stay the same way. If you keep watching videos, all you're doing is getting advice. You don't change your life by getting advice. You change by changing your actions. The advice I'm giving you right now is useless if you don't change your actions. If you actually don't do what you have to do. So at the end of the day, it's up to you. I was depressed once. A lot of people were also depressed once, and they overcame that stage. You see, I just can't fathom the fact that people are okay living like that. People are genuinely okay living like that, and they would live like that for years, bro. 1, 2, 3 years just in this depressed stage, bro. Do you know how insane that is? To me, that's just bonkers, bro. I cannot comprehend that at all. So yes, even though you might be living with your parents, even though your siblings might be the ones really affecting you, it might be your parents, it might be just something you really cannot control yet. Like I said, changing your friends can matter, because when you're not home and let's say you're outside, you're doing these things that could bring up your mood, it's gonna help, because by the time you get home, it's slowly but surely gonna start changing your mindset, because you're gonna start doing things that keep you happy with other people.